Hey guys, I'm Joe, this is Theo Joe Tech, and I thought I would just go over my thoughts on the whole Apple event that just happened and what I thought about the new products. We got a little bit of news on the Apple Watch, iPad Pro, the new iPhone, so let's talk about it. So for the Apple Watch, didn't really seem like they announced too much. Some new looks for it, they talked about a couple features for doctors, but to be honest, I wasn't really paying attention that much during the Apple Watch section because I was busy making funny tweets, but I don't think there was really anything else interesting that went on for Apple Watch, so let's just skip over that. So for the iPad Pro, that was definitely one of the more main points of the whole event, and I actually thought it was really cool. Not mind-blowing, but still interesting nonetheless. I think I like the idea of just having a giant iPad, you know what I mean? I don't really use an iPad right now just because I always pretty much do everything on my phone or on the computer, but I do kind of like the idea of having a futuristic, just big screen like you imagine in the movies, of just a big piece of glass that you can hold and it's really light. I think we're definitely moving towards that, and I think Apple is pretty much the only one that seems to be able to do that. I mean, obviously there's the Surface Pro from Microsoft, but Apple went and made it really huge, so I like that. And also with the pencil, I think that's going to be really targeted towards artists. I can't think of any other people who would really want to use the Apple Pencil besides someone who's going to be doing a lot of drawing. So I think that'll be nice to use if you are a creative type, and I guess that really is what they're marketing towards with the iPad Pro, but I can see a lot of people just buying it if they want a bigger iPad. And also, apparently, people report it's really good for consuming media, especially with those speakers they say is really good. So I can see this being used not just for, you know, the artistic pro type, but people who just like iPads and that sort of thing. I also like how they have the new cover with the keyboard, which, I mean, the Surface Pro has had that for a long time, but the iPad Pro now obviously has that, so it's more like a laptop replacement, but I'm still gonna stick with a laptop if I ever have to do editing. You know, an iPad probably just isn't gonna cut it. Yeah, I need that actual graphics card in there to be able to do rendering and that sort of stuff, but that's just my application. But I think if you're doing more Photoshop stuff where it's not super intense, then that'll probably be good enough for you. But although they did show doing 4K editing with several different clips, so I guess it can handle it, but still I think the workflow is probably gonna be a lot easier on a PC. I just don't see that many people using it for professional video editing. I mostly see it used for media consumption, like if you are really into using iPads to get your news, watch movies, that sort of thing. I think the iPad Pro is definitely gonna be useful, but the creative side is going to be very specific to people who need real portability, and that's probably about it. Now for the keyboard, I am curious about how it feels because I am spoiled by mechanical keyboards. I have a cherry blue keyboard and I love the way it feels, and I hate rubber dome and membrane keyboards. I can't type on them, they feel terrible. So I think they said that they're using the same type of keyboard technology as in the MacBook Pro, so we'll have to see about that. Maybe a slim one like that. I'm skeptical, but you know, some people might not be as picky as I am. Next, of course, they announced the new Apple TV with tvOS, and they're really doing a push for apps on the TV. I'm honestly very skeptical about this because I don't really watch TV that much. I have a Roku, I never use it, but I mostly just use an Xbox for Netflix, and that's about it. So I guess I'm not really the target audience for this anyway, but I could kind of see how the new Apple TV, moving forward especially, might be used as kind of like a secondary console. Instead of just putting all your stuff on an Xbox or PlayStation, you'll do it on Apple TV. You'll be able to play like casual games on it, if you want to listen to music, that sort of thing, and I guess that would be useful. But it's really going to depend on the interface, I think especially. The reason I use my Xbox for Netflix is just because it's such a intuitive and nice interface, even compared to the Xbox One. I'm talking about I use Xbox 360. I don't even like the Xbox One Netflix interface, so that's why I use the older one. So I'm going to be skeptical about how the interface and how easy it is to use on Apple TV with a remote. We'll have to see. I'm not gonna buy it just because I don't watch TV, as I just said, but it'll be interesting. I don't think I see that many people doing shopping on their TV. They did a demonstration. That's not something I would do. If I'm gonna buy something, I'm gonna go on the internet, look at reviews, try to get more info on it. I'm not just gonna scroll through and say, oh, I wanna buy that, and click a button to buy it instantly. That's just not my shopping. That's not my way of shopping. So I don't know how many other people are gonna do that, but I think it's stupid to shop on your TV. That's just me. But some of the other apps might be useful, like, I don't know, getting weather. I did like how they had the MLB app for watching baseball. You can have the, you know, the extra stats around. That's really cool. I don't watch baseball myself, but that obviously would be able to tie in to a lot of other different services and movies and TV shows and stuff like that. Obviously, that's just for MLB, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot more stuff like that coming out. And I think that is probably where we're going to see the coolest stuff coming out. It's augmenting the original TV experience. Then of course we have the new iPhone 6s and 6s Plus, and I think the coolest new feature, pretty much obviously, is the 3D touch, which is basically Force Touch. That's what it is. But I really like the idea of being able to press harder and have an intuitive way to do more stuff on the same app or whatever you're pressing on. I really like that idea, and I'm glad they implemented it. Is it enough for me to upgrade my current phone? Probably not. Right now I'm using the LG G4. I have been thinking about going back to iOS and iPhone. At some point, I was thinking, all right, maybe depending on this announcement, I'll switch back. Maybe this will be the one, but I don't think it's got enough over my current phone that it makes me want to upgrade, because right now, the iPhone still doesn't have wireless charging, which is something I use every night. I have it next to my bedstand, but at least 3D Touch is a notable upgrade. They didn't just decide to up the specs and that's it. Of course, we have the new camera, which can do 4K recording, and I was thinking, what, they didn't talk about the bitrate at all, because you can talk about resolution all day long, but without specifying the bitrate, it doesn't mean anything. So I downloaded the clip off of Apple's website, the sample 4K clip, and it was 50 megabits per second, which it's actually, you know, it's better than I expected, to be totally honest. So I think that'll be decent 4K video, especially for just a phone. Now, is it going to be used professionally? Probably not. I don't think 50 megabits is something that, you know, a professional would really be able to use, but it's better than what a normal smartphone would probably just shove in there just to be able to say it's 4K. But one thing I didn't like, no raw pictures in the camera. Come on, it's 2015. What are we waiting for? Raw camera? You're talking about using professional grade cameras and pictures, but you don't allow raw? What are you doing, Apple? So I'm thinking if they had done wireless charging and raw camera pictures, I honestly would have switched probably, but they're just two little things that it doesn't push me over the edge to upgrade. It's not enough to make me spend that kind of money. Happy with what I have, but I'm probably gonna switch maybe next year. We'll see what they do with the 7. So that's pretty much just what I thought about the whole event. Nothing really mind-blowing, I thought, but still fun to watch. And it'll be interesting to see what they get next year. So if you guys have any thoughts yourself about the event, be sure to let us know in the comments. We can all keep the conversation going down there. And if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up so I do know you liked it. And I do actually look at the likes to see which videos you guys like the most. Also, if you want to check out some other videos on the right-hand side, you can just click them or look in the description for the same link, such as if you're on a phone. And if you want to subscribe, I try to make new videos 3 times a week, so it should be worth it. If you want to hit me on my Twitter, I'm always on there as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Have a good one.